All right, let's try this again. Let's go. Go. All right, friends. Welcome to the inaugural episode of the podcast that accompanies this large project called No Other Life. You know, this season we're talking all about the new beginnings in our lives, and it's no secret that this here is a new beginning as well, as you see episode number 1 in your feed. And I hope you will subscribe because there's going to be, of course, more and more material here as we get going on this. The way that I'm picturing this podcast usage is multifold. First off, you're going to be getting 4 episodes released sequentially that deal with 8 different models that I've realized are fairly common to every new beginning that is out there. Now, there might be hundreds of experiences that I've thought about in my mind and began to categorize them and tag them in ways that make me say, oh, actually, this 15th one is really kind of like number 2, and this 30th one is like number 7. And I ended up that 8 seemed to be the sweet spot. And what was even better about it was that there were 4 pairs of new beginning types that fit into this. So there's going to be 1 episode about each of those pairs. And by the end of this, you should have a much richer understanding of new beginnings. And you're thinking, why do I care about new beginnings? Well, let's think about that. A new beginning is something that changes someone's life after something else was going on. Something I've often called Project A or the antecedent or whatever is going on is in production. It's moving. It's happening. Whether you love it, you hate it, we are not going to talk about that at the moment because I have a problem with saying, I love this, I hate this, this was good, this was bad, because it's all about perspective, friends. And what's good for me might be very bad for you if I'm a selfish person. Watch out for me, So you can't be saying good and bad. We need to just say instead a bunch of stuff happens in life, and how are we going to get out of it? And that's what we're talking about here. After the new beginning, which has no duration, it's a point in time, we have something happening, a culmination, an adventure, a journey that all begins after something has triggered this new event or series of events in our lives. Now, the reason that we should care is because we are going through new beginnings, but everyone around us is going through new beginnings as well. And because there are more of them than there are of us, there's something about math and science that fuse together and make you realize that there are far more things that you're responding to than you're experiencing yourself. And I'll talk a lot throughout the series, throughout the project, about those whom you hold dear. Those whom you hold dear are the family, the friends, the coworkers, the colleagues, the children, the grandparents, the parents, the neighbors, all these people that make up your sphere. And there are other people out there, and I'll refer to them sometimes as the person you meet or other people in the world. But it's really this group, the people whom you hold dear, that I'm caring about right now, that I'm talking about. Because the reason we hold them dear, and probably there is reciprocal feelings on their end as well, is simply because we have been entrusted, and we entrust them, to care for each other. We don't live on desert islands. We are here to care for one another. So what I'm going through, I want to share it with you. What you're going through, I want you to share it with me. That's not too much to ask. But this concept of no other life is jarring when you think about the fact that there is not, nor has there ever been, a single person on this planet who chose to be here. Not one. Oh, it would be kind of cool to make someone. Let's make someone. None of us asked for that. I didn't ask for that. You didn't ask for that. But here we are, and we have to deal with it. And you've got problems all over the world. You've got pandemics and climate issues and geopolitics and all this stuff going on. And we have to solve it when we didn't even want to be here. We have no other life. So yeah, you do have to do it. You have to solve those things. And where do they start? They start with you and with those whom you hold dear. That's it. That's where we have to begin. We have all these issues going on in the world, but it starts with us and those whom we hold dear. So, I might learn how to go through a new beginning. I might learn one of these 8 models is fitting into my life right now, and this is what I want to do about it. Okay, I could handle that if I were on a desert island. But the one who I'm thinking of, who I hold dear, those are the people that are going through Model 1, Model 4, Model 5, and Model 2, and I need to be there for them. And I'm not going to be there with a one-size-fits-all approach. It just doesn't exist. I promise you, I have done the thinking. It's not there. So when someone comes up to you in the office and they say, I have to leave early today because I'm going to a funeral, or someone comes up to you on the street and says, I'm going to a wedding this weekend. I'm getting married this weekend. Any of these things. And your response is, I hope that goes okay for you. Well, that's not the response that's appropriate to all of those things. You need to be in the moment, friends. You need to be thinking with the people who are experiencing this directly. They are the ones who are happy or sad at the moment. And again, I'm not thrilled with that language, but that's what they're experiencing. They seem to be happy. They seem to be sad. They seem to be in tears. And you just say, And then you get home and someone says to you, what did you do today? And you say, oh, that person is going through some change. But what are you going to do about it? How are you going to care for them? That's what we're hoping to learn here. And I really think we can get this figured out. That's the beauty of thought. I do so much thinking, but I also come to so many conclusions. And if you're not real with yourself, if you don't ask the complex and the silly, trivial questions, you're never going to achieve what you want in this world. I promise you. You're simply not going to get there. So we're going to learn how to think. We're going to learn how to ask questions. We're going to learn how to be real with us. And this podcast feed is going to house episodes like those 4. We'll have some footnotes to other discussions that, kind of need a little more enhancement. This is going to be a place where I'll drop in some meditative music that I've composed to try to help you as you focus on some of the materials. And again, you don't need to do any of this. I don't care. But I think that you will benefit if you seek out all of this information that's out there and begin to process it. Begin to think. Begin to ask the questions. And when I say, hey, try this out, give it a shot. You're not going to need to justify whether you did or not. But if you did and you have good experience from it, find me in a conversation. Post a reel yourself. Tell me what's going on, because this is what it's all about, friends. So there's not a lot more I need to go into here. Inaugural episodes are often not full of great content, but it does give you an overview of what I'm thinking about. So subscribe to me here. Remember, I'm at Rick Seaholm everywhere, including the .com. And when you go to those places, you might find that I haven't really done much there yet. And I may or may not. So find the places where I am active and try to get involved with me, because you have as much to teach me as I have to try to share with you. Yeah, I have done a lot of thinking of this. I had a very challenging summer, and I made it through. So as the summer leads into a hopeful autumn on this autumnal equinox, I'm glad that you are sharing it with me. and I wish you all the best as you start this journey with me as we begin to think about the new beginnings in the lives of ourselves and those whom we hold dear. You know, as I'm going to say more often than you will like to hear, take care of yourselves, friends. You have no other life.